I never thought the woman I'd loved for 30 years would look me in the eyes at our anniversary dinner and say she wasn't sure she loved me anymore. But that's exactly what happened. And what came next? I still can't believe it myself. My name's Harris. I'm 55 years old, and I've been married to my wife, Rebecca, for 3 decades. 30 years. That's longer than some people live their entire adult lives. We got married young. I was 25, she was 23. Everyone said we were too young, that we'd grow apart. But we didn't. At least, I thought we didn't. Rebecca's a nurse at the county hospital, works night shifts, holidays, weekends. She's always been dedicated to her patients. Me? I'm an accountant. Not the most exciting job in the world, but it paid the bills and gave us a comfortable life. We have 2 kids. Well, they're not kids anymore. Sarah's 28, married with a baby of her own. Michael's 25, just started his career in Boston. The house has been empty for 3 years now, just me and Rebecca. And honestly, things had been different, quiet. We'd go days speaking maybe 10 words to each other. She'd come home from work. I'd be in my office. I'd make dinner. She'd eat in front of the TV. We were roommates more than husband and wife. But I figured that's just what happens after 30 years, right? The passion fades. You settle into comfortable silence. That's marriage. I was wrong. 2 months before our anniversary, Rebecca asked if we could go somewhere nice for dinner. Somewhere special. The place where we had our first date. This Italian restaurant downtown called Giovanni's. It's been there forever. Family-owned, red checkered tablecloths, candlelight, the whole 9 yards. I thought it was sweet. A romantic gesture. Maybe we were finally going to reconnect after all those years of drifting. So I made the reservation. Best table in the house. I even bought a new suit. Rebecca wore this blue dress I'd never seen before. She looked beautiful. Nervous, but beautiful. We sat down, ordered wine. The restaurant was exactly how I remembered it. Same paintings on the walls, same smell of garlic and fresh bread. I reached across the table to hold her hand, and she pulled back. "Harris," she said, "we need to talk." Those 4 words. Nothing good ever comes after those 4 words. "I've been thinking a lot lately," she continued, "about us, about our marriage, about everything." My stomach dropped. I knew what was coming. I'd known for months, really. I just didn't want to admit it. "I'm not sure I love you anymore," she said. Just like that. 30 years. Gone. I sat there, frozen. The waiter came by to take our order, and I couldn't even speak. Rebecca ordered for both of us. I don't even remember what she said. "When did this happen?" I finally managed to ask. She looked down at her wine glass. "I don't know. Maybe it's been happening for years. Maybe it happened all at once. I can't pinpoint it." "Is there someone else?" "No. God, no. This isn't about another person, Harris. This is about us, about how we've become strangers living in the same house." She was right. I knew she was right. But hearing it out loud felt like someone had reached into my chest and squeezed my heart until it couldn't beat anymore. "So what do you want?" I asked. "A divorce?" "I don't know what I want," she said. "That's the problem. I'm confused. I'm lost. I don't know who I am anymore outside of being a nurse and a mother. And when I look at you, I see 30 years of routine and responsibility and emptiness." Emptiness. That word hit different. The food came. We sat there in silence, pushing pasta around our plates. I couldn't eat. My throat felt tight, like I was drowning. Then the waiter came back to our table. Young guy, maybe early 20s. He was carrying a silver tray with an envelope on it. "Excuse me, Mr. Harris," he said. "I was told to give you this." I looked at Rebecca. She looked just as confused as I felt. I opened the envelope. Inside was a letter, handwritten, in Rebecca's handwriting. I looked up at her. "What is this?" "Just read it," she said quietly. Tears were forming in her eyes. I unfolded the letter and started reading. Dear Harris, if you're reading this, it means I had the courage to say what I needed to say tonight. Or maybe I didn't, and I chickened out, and the waiter gave you this anyway. I'm not sure I love you anymore. That's true. But it's not the whole truth. The whole truth is, I'm not sure I love you anymore, because I don't know if the woman who married you 30 years ago still exists. She wanted to be an artist. She painted. She dreamed of having a gallery show one day. She was spontaneous and wild and believed in magic. Then life happened. Kids happened. Bills happened. Responsibilities happened. And somewhere in all of that, she disappeared. I disappeared. And you. You've been so steady, Harris. So reliable. Working every day, paying the bills, being the responsible one. But I realized something recently. We both disappeared. You used to play guitar. You used to write songs. You used to make me laugh until I couldn't breathe. When did we stop being people and start just being roles? When did we become the provider and the caretaker instead of Harris and Rebecca? I looked up from the letter. Rebecca was crying now, mascara running down her cheeks. Keep reading, she whispered. I asked you to dinner tonight because I needed to tell you the truth. But I also needed to tell you something else. 2 months ago, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. My hands started shaking. The letter trembled in my grip. I haven't told anyone except my doctors. Not Sarah, not Michael, not you. I was scared. I am scared. They caught it early and the prognosis is good, but going through this alone made me realize something. I don't want to die having lived half a life. I don't want my last years to be spent in silence, going through motions, pretending everything is fine when it's not. But I also don't want to go through this without you. So here's what I'm asking. Can we start over? Can we find each other again? Can we be Harris and Rebecca instead of just married couple? Can we be brave enough to be ourselves again, even after 30 years of hiding? I'm not sure I love who we've become, but I'm absolutely sure I want to find out if we can become something better. I love you. I always have. I'm just buried under 30 years of fear and routine and forgetting who I used to be. Help me remember. Forever yours, Rebecca. I put the letter down on the table. My vision was blurred with tears. Rebecca sat across from me, waiting, her whole body tense with fear. Cancer? I said. My voice cracked. She nodded. I start treatment next month. Why didn't you tell me? Because I didn't know if I wanted you there, she said honestly. I didn't know if I wanted to go through the biggest fight of my life with someone I wasn't sure I was still connected to. How pathetic is that? I stood up from my chair, walked around the table, got down on my knees beside her, right there in the middle of the restaurant, and took both her hands in mine. You're right, I said, about all of it. I disappeared too. I forgot how to be anything except responsible. I forgot how to laugh, how to dream, how to be the guy who wrote stupid songs and made you smile. She was sobbing now, so was I. But here's what I know, I continued. I know that somewhere under all this routine and fear and going through the motions, we're still there. We're still Harris and Rebecca, the ones who danced in the rain on our wedding night, the ones who drove to the ocean at 2 a.m. just to hear the waves, the ones who believed in magic. I'm scared, she whispered. Me too, I said. I'm terrified of the cancer, of losing you, of finding out we can't fix this. But I'm more scared of not trying. I'm more scared of looking back in 10 years, or 1 year, or 1 month, and knowing I gave up on us without a fight. I reached up and wiped the tears from her face. Remember when we first started dating? I asked. You made me promise 3 things. You said, promise you'll always be honest with me. Promise you'll always make me laugh. And promise you'll never let us become boring. She laughed through her tears. I remember. I broke that 3rd promise, I said. We became boring. We became safe. We became everything we said we'd never become. We both did, she said. So let's fix it, I said. Let's start tonight. Right now. Let's be brave and honest and ridiculous and alive. Let's paint and play guitar and dance in the rain and remember what it feels like to be US. Even with the cancer. Especially with the cancer, I said. We're going to fight it together. Every appointment, every treatment, every hard day. But we're also going to live. Really live, not just survive. She pulled me up and kissed me. Really kissed me. Like she hadn't kissed me in years. The other diners in the restaurant started clapping. We didn't care. That was 4 months ago. Rebecca started chemo 3 weeks after that dinner. She lost her hair. She got sick. There were days when she couldn't get out of bed. Days when she was so weak she could barely speak. But you know what else happened? We bought art supplies, real ones. Rebecca started painting again. Small stuff at first. Watercolors of flowers, landscapes from memory. Then bigger pieces, bolder, brighter. I pulled my old guitar out of the basement. It was dusty and 2 strings were broken, but I fixed it. Started playing again. Started writing songs again. Stupid songs, funny songs, love songs. We made a list, a before we die list. Not a bucket list. Those are too serious. Ours was full of ridiculous things, things that made us laugh just writing them down. Number 1, take a pottery class. We did it. Made the ugliest bowls you've ever seen. Laughed until we cried. Number 7, learn to salsa dance. We're terrible at it. Don't care. Number 13, drive to the ocean at midnight. Just like old times. We did it 2 weeks ago. Sat on the beach until sunrise, wrapped in blankets, holding hands. Rebecca's prognosis is good. Really good. The doctors say she's responding well to treatment. But even if they hadn't said that, even if the news was different, we'd be doing the same thing. Living. Really living. Here's what I learned. Love isn't a feeling that stays the same for 30 years. It can't be. People change. Life changes. You're not the same person at 55 that you were at 25. But love can grow. It can change shape. It can get lost and be found again. You just have to be brave enough to admit when you've lost it. Brave enough to ask for help finding it again. Brave enough to be honest, even when it hurts. Rebecca and I aren't the same people we were 30 years ago. We're not even the same people we were 4 months ago. But we're US again. Finally. And that's better than anything I could have imagined. Last week, Sarah came over with the baby. She looked at her mom's paintings, hung up all over the house, heard me playing guitar in the living room, saw us dancing in the kitchen while making dinner. "What happened to you guys?" she asked. "You seem different." Rebecca looked at me and smiled. "We remembered who we were," she said, "before life made us forget. If you're in a relationship that's gone quiet, that's become routine, that feels empty, don't wait. Don't let years go by in silence. Don't let fear keep you from being honest. Talk, fight, cry, laugh, take risks, be ridiculous, be brave, find each other again. Because here's the truth. You don't know how much time you have. None of us do. So don't waste it being strangers to the person sleeping next to you. Don't waste it forgetting who you are. And whatever you do, don't wait for a cancer diagnosis or an anniversary dinner confession to start living the life you're supposed to be living. Start today. Start now. Be brave enough to ask, are we still us? And if not, can we find our way back? I promise you, it's worth it. We're worth it. You're worth it.